We are officially live. Finally.
Doesn't know it's our first time.
They know. They know. What? Hey, this chair break.
Don't do it.
Hey, listen. You gotta be prepared for anything on live. Like,
Okay, so
this stuff is dangerous.
I'm gonna be over here learning while we're starting. I wanna make sure I can get up, to see live. Oh, where's that? This? Right here. Oh.
Yeah.
Is it slow?
Wow, that is a serious delay.
Okay.
Alright, you can hold it back up so you can see the chat. We don't like it, man. If we don't like it, who will? Alright, everybody. Welcome to our very first Sip and Soak. I'm really hoping that this isn't an embarrassing moment for either of us, because these chairs sound like they're ready to give in. So hopefully we don't have a disaster here. And we appreciate you guys for rocking with us today. First ever Sip and Soak on HisHerbs.
I think we should scoot in some. I'm looking at the camera just a little bit. Because you have to, the camera is straight up.
I don't know, like, I don't know. I was watching a video last night. They said that you have to record just like you do a short. So I was like, okay.
Okay. So
But,
okay, let's go.
but I don't know, because it gives you an orientation option. So I don't know. We're gonna figure this out as we go along. So 2 people watching. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
One track says join the conversation and interact.
We're still trying to figure this thing out, y'all. So be patient with us, please. We're just trying to figure out how to see the chat. Oh, there's chat right there. So what were you talking about? I don't know. So thank you everybody for tuning in and joining us for our Sip and Soak. Hopefully you got something to drink, because it was BYOB. So we have ours here. You tell me what you're drinking, we'll tell you what we're drinking. So do us a favor. If you can hear us pretty well, can you give us a 1 in the chat? If you can see us and hear us pretty good, can you give us a number 2?
I don't even see the chat.
Yeah, hopefully that's it. Yeah, I thought.
All right, yeah, just keep talking. I'll see what I'll try to keep an eye on this over here.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that they can hear me or hear us. I don't know. This is odd. Well, can you turn your volume up? See what?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you. I can hear you. Okay. Cool.
What's that rattling there?
I'll take my computer.
All right, cool. So y'all. All right, y'all. So, like you said, this is our we're doing a little Sip and Soak, and we sent out an invitation, and we're glad that everybody is joining us. Right. So, basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start sowing some of our spring seeds, the things that we want to plant for the spring. It's still a little early for us to plant some of the things in the cucumber, how do you say it? The cucumbers, the melons, the squash, the zucchini, all that stuff.
Too early for that.
Yeah, it's too early for that because those things grow really fast. So we're gonna wait until maybe March, maybe mid-March, I think. Maybe, yeah, around mid-March before we throw any of those things in the ground, or we start any of those things. So today, Keisha's gonna be starting some what?
Tomatoes. I'm doing a bunch of different tomatoes. Some cherry tomatoes, some slicer tomatoes. So I got a culinary blend, which is a cherry, a chef's choice, which is another cherry, Jubilee, a giant pink Belgian, Abe Lincoln, Garden Leader Monster, and that's it for now. That's what I'm doing today.
So lots of tomatoes. And looks like she's using her traditional method of just using the peat pods, which she already has ready. And me, I'm gonna be doing more peppers, but I am so disappointed with myself right now, man. So I've been waiting for this day for like a week, right? Because I wanted to start some more Scotch bonnet peppers because the seeds that we have are from the ones that we grew last year. So we have the peppers, and if you watch the first seed sowing video, you saw me crack open the pepper and get the seeds and everything and plant them. Out of the how many I started? Maybe 16, maybe 4 germinated, right? Maybe 4 germinated. So I was really excited to plant some more Scotch bonnet peppers today, but I have misplaced my pack. A whole bag of Scotch bonnet just peppers, just gone, man. I'm so disappointed in myself right now. So I do have a backup though. We do have a backup. So I'm gonna plant basically more of the same, some more Cubanelle, really whatever I have left. Some more Cubanelles, some more bell peppers because we love bell peppers, just like we love onions. Like it's in almost every dish. So we're gonna need a lot of them. So I'm gonna start some more bell peppers, some Cubanelles, let me see. Jalapenos. Do we need a lot of jalapenos?
Yes, we do.
Jalapenos, banana peppers, stuff like that. But so and cayenne, and we have cayenne. So check this out, y'all. So we had the privilege and the honor. We were invited to speak at a seed starting class on yesterday, so the 22nd, which we had a great time. It was really fun. All right. So we spoke at this class, and one of the speakers, what's up? Huh? Oh, come on, he's asking for permission.
To do what? You gotta sign?
He got a sign. He didn't want to interrupt our live, y'all. So he voted on the side. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Marquita.
I think the live knows that she can do it too.
Like, go ahead and that's fine.
So, once again, y'all, if you can hear us, can you please type a 1 in the chat? If you can hear us answer, type a number 2. That way we can make any adjustments as needed. All right. So now, y'all. So like I was saying, so we spoke at this class yesterday, and one of the speakers is a pepper guru. This guy knows a lot about peppers.
And hydroponics. So
and hydroponics.
Okay.
Yeah, he grows everything. I ain't say everything, but I think 95% of what he grows is hydroponically, and he's really good at it. So shout out to Fredo at Mountaintop Horticulture on Facebook. Not sure, and Instagram, I believe. I'm not sure if he's on YouTube or not, but shout out to Fredo because he blessed us with some seeds, man. Because he's really good. He makes his own pepper variations. So, and we interviewed him last year, 2 years ago,
No, 2 years ago.
and he was telling us like the science behind it, and he really understands what he's doing. So he ended up blessing us with some. This is a KS white tie pepper. and this is a dream catcher pepper. So I have no idea. I don't know if those are like his thing, his those he made those, or if they're he got if they're a more popular or brand that's carried commercially or what, I don't know. I didn't ask him. I was excited to have the peppers. So those are going to be my treats for today of what I'm going to be planning for today. Because everything else is like the traditional stuff, all that good stuff. And these are going to be the special ones. I'm hoping they can hear us now. I mean, we can hear us, so I think we're good. If we can hear ourselves, we should be fine. All right, y'all. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. Yeah. So what do you guys? You guys aren't necessarily sowing today. Maybe not. But what are you guys going to be sowing here in the future, or have just recently sown that's going to be going into your spring garden? We are in zone 90. 8B. All right, so we got our stuff to get started. Keisha has her tray. She's doing her peat pellets, and we both are gonna be experimenting today with something brand new to us. All right, so we're gonna be
Are you using that today?
I am. With this thing right here. Let me show you what this is. I'm excited about using it. See, brand new in the box. You don't want to come out the box. Like, you haven't even put it together yet. Like, that's how brand new it is. It's just a baby. It's just a little baby. All right, so this is a soil blocker. This is a soil blocker, y'all. Soil blocker, right? So this,
Oh, you gotta put it together.
Yeah, well, that don't bother. This part bothers me.
Yeah, you wanted to open it on camera.
Yeah, I did. I did. I wanted to open it on camera. It's my fault. So. Look at all that eye. Look at all that eye. All right, cool. So it looks like I'm gonna have to read some directions to put this thing together. So this is a four square. I guess this is like a 2 inch.
And what is that for?
I don't know. I guess this looks like it's about 2 inches, maybe 2 inch spaces. This is to basically be able to make these, right, out of nothing but soil. So the idea behind this is to make things more cost effective. Instead of having to buy, how much is the box of peat pellets?
Right now it's like $5.97.
So $5.97 for the peat pellets, right? You only get 36 peat pellets per box. This holds 72, so you have to buy $10, almost $12 worth of peat pellets to keep filling this, and you have to do that for every session that you want to do. So the idea is to be able to simply buy a bag of seed start and mix. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this today. Mix this in with some of the other stuff, just because this bag is already open. Start getting rid of this bag. So you mix that with some and perlite. So mix that together, and the idea is that I'm gonna be able to get more soil blocks out of that bag than having to buy these peat pellets. So we're gonna see. So this bag of seed start mix is roughly half full, and we're gonna see how many blocks we get out of that thing, out of that half full bag. All right. So yeah. So I gotta go ahead and put this thing together. So while we're putting this stuff together, let's go ahead and have a conversation. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that we've learned over the last couple of seasons in terms of like good or bad. Doesn't matter. Good and bad. Like, what did we learn that somebody can benefit from?
So So one of the things that I learned is you definitely want to, so herbs are perennials, and I found out that just having them down longer, you're gonna get a bigger plant. So I planted my chamomile this year. Instead of waiting until spring, instead of waiting until now, I went ahead and planted it at the end of the season last year, and it's already getting really big. It doesn't die down through the winter. That's what I learned about chamomile, and it's already getting pretty big. And more than likely, most perennial plants are like that. But I've noticed, like last year, some of the herbs that I planted, they really didn't get big at all. And I do believe it was probably, the heat as well, because we're in the desert. So getting a head start on those herbs is, especially the ones that are winter hardy, was definitely a really big tip for me this year. What about you? What you learned?
What I've learned is don't bite off more than you can chew. That was the biggest lesson for us from last year. So we started off with good intentions. We maintained good intentions all the way throughout the year, throughout the season. But just to give you a snapshot of some of the things that happened with us, right? So the season started. No, the farmers market. So we were like, okay, let's see if we can start a mini nursery. Let's start selling plants, selling seeds, doing the whole night. And so we started doing that. On top of that, we were trying to grow a lot of food in our garden. We were really trying to push it to the limit. So we wanted to grow a lot of things. And on top of that, we were experimenting with growing new things. Okay. And I think at the end of the day, for us, what we found out is like crawl, walk, run. Like, yes, you can do these things. Yes, you can do them. Excuse me. However, are you going to be able to do them right? Are you going to be able to do it consistently? Are you going to be able, we started trying to take on more animals and everything, and it's like,
all at one time.
yeah, and it's like, if you try to put too much on your plate, something's going to get neglected. Something's going to fall through the cracks. Especially if this isn't a lifestyle that you're used to living, like.
Which is not. Most of us are like first time growers, homesteaders, period, and we're trying to raise animals and things that we've never done. And if you don't be careful, you'll be trying to do all those things at one time, and you can mess something up. I remember when we first started and we got that beehive.
Yeah, you guys saw the video. If you haven't, we got a video of us getting our first batch of bees. But go on, please continue.
Oh, that beehive. Yeah, so we're trying to. It was a good idea to have. It's a good idea to have bees and animals and things like that. But to take on too much responsibility at one time will really result in, disaster. Let's just put it like that, disaster. Because for us, we didn't really learn really how to. I don't think we really, because our bees died in winter, didn't they? They froze.
It did. That's because I think what happened. Well, I don't think. I'm pretty positive that what happened was we get a lot of high winds up here, and we had our bee the table that the bees were on. I think was a little too high, and the wind got up under it and knocked it over. We get some serious winds, and we go out there one day and the whole beehive, I don't know if we could have even lost them. They could have fell over and they could have left.
Yeah.
But we came out one day and the whole beehive was on its side on the ground, and He's like, what in the world, man? So, but I'm gonna tell you what though, having those bees. First of all,
on the flip side of things.
yeah, on the flip side of things, on the positive side, well, on the funny side, we couldn't go on this side of the house anymore. We couldn't go on that side of the house anymore. Like the bee, because they say once you get, if you have bees, it's tempting as it may sound, don't put them near your garden. And now I understand why. Because they're going to be, bees are territorial, so they will not allow you to go into your garden if you put them in your garden. It's at least not without a bee suit. So we had ours on the opposite side of the house of the garden. Garden. Bees were over here, gardens on that side. So every time we would go over there, like even once, like it's like as soon as we stepped off the back porch and into the dirt, like you were getting hit with a bee somewhere. You know, like a bee was hitting you, like, hey, like don't come much closer, right? And you know, I'm not hard-headed, so it told me don't come closer. So I turned around and go the other way. But the production we got that year in the garden was crazy.
It was the best.
Yeah, man, like
bees were everywhere.
Everywhere. Like it got to the point where we would go out in the morning and we would see it would be so many bees in the garden. I just turn around and go back in the house.
Back in the house.
Yeah, because I'm like, let them do what they do. Yeah, because the cool thing about it is bees won't, from our experience, from my experience. Keisha can speak for herself, because I don't know if she had different experience from me. But from my experience, the bees don't bother you when you're in the garden. Like if you were to go out there and work in the garden, they're not going to bother you. And I think that's just because they feel they don't have anything to protect. Now, if we go on this side, they have to protect the hive. But over here, they're just working, they're just doing what they do. So, you know, they go in, they clock in, and then we clock in, and we could generally work together. Like there was times I would go get water from our big water tank, and the water would drip from the outlet, and they would just come, and I would just have a whole bunch of bees just sitting on the rocks right beside me as I'm filling up our water buckets. They would be sitting on the rocks right beside me drinking water. And then they would fly off and go back to doing what they do. So they never gave us a problem in the garden. It was only when we went over here. But yeah, that year was we had the craziest production. Like, I really liked it. And we're going to get more bees, but now it just may not be time. I can't see the little teeny writing on this paper. Yeah, like look at that. I need a magnifying glass. What the mess?
You also need some WD-40 for that thing.
Yeah, I know it's loud. Focus steel board.
Can you bring me some glasses for Daddy?
That ain't helping me out.
Some black glasses.
All right, these directions are super simple, but they're so simple that they don't really tell you what to do. So it says take out the handle, right, out the box. Buckle steel board into place. I don't. And then it just shows like this. That's all it. This without the handle. Then it says insert the handle and then screw the handle into the block. So where's the steel board that I gotta buckle into place?
Thank you.
So I'm gonna figure this out, man. Yes, it's loud, and I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, baby.
What is that? Listen.
You want what?
I don't know. I think this is about as together as this thing is gonna be. Now, this soil blocker also comes with these little dimples. I'm gonna call them dimples, nipples, whatever. Right? These things here are supposed to be like the planting depth of your seeds. Okay, so we're doing peppers, so I would imagine that this is about as deep as the pepper seed needs to be. I don't know what these are. These little square pieces. If anybody knows, please feel free to help a brother out. I don't know. I thought that this would have more directions, more instructions, but it doesn't. So I'm winging it. So if I get all these small ones, that looks like four of those, five of each. So they gave us 5 of each. So I'm gonna give this a shot. Let's see. It is. How is this going? Yep, it's okay. Oh, there we go. Boom, boom. So just push it on in at the bottom. Didn't think it would fit at first, but that's fine. Last but not least. So these are going to create some pretty big blocks.
You got some oil?
Like it sounds like an old swing set. Back home, back in the hood, back in the projects. Them swing sets were always. That's how our parents knew what we were. They had that swing set. Like he on the swing. That swing set stopped moving though. They come to that front door. Didn't I tell you don't go from in front of this window? All right, so I think I got this thing assembled correctly, y'all. We about to find out together though. We about to find out together. I'm gonna go ahead and we already have some mix left over. We got a color in here. We have some mix left over from a couple of days ago. They say when you use this soil blocker, just a minute. When you use the soil blocker, when you mix the soil, you want to make sure that the soil is nice and wet, but not saturated. It should be like you should be able to grab a handful of it and wring it out and get a little, not a whole lot of water. You don't want mud. You done forgot what you.
No, okay, I know where I'm at now.
Well, that's the last one I see.
Yeah.
What is that? You got a seed?
Yeah.
So you want to, I guess, to this level of hydration, that thing is loud. I guess they make better ones that are not as squeaky. And obviously I didn't get down. But when you ring it, when you squeeze your soil, that's about the max that you want it at. You want it to hold some form if you squeeze it like that, but it would easily break apart at the same time. So I guess that's the right consistency, the right moisture level. So now I take it, I guess, I take this, and I keep making a bunch of noise and irritating people. I'm not doing this right now. Okay, looks like I am. We'll just press it down into the soil, make sure that I get enough in each block, just like that. Okay. So far, so good, y'all. So far, so good. All right, can we get a tray?
Right beside you.
Take that down so y'all can see what the world I'm doing. Whether right or wrong. Oops. Hey, here. Not the right one. Nope. I was set up. Buttons was already.
Should we have the camera more closer and point it down towards so you can see what we're doing?
You can move it. So, let me get this first. I've already started. All right, so now I'm supposed to just be able to squeeze that out.
Ooh, nice.
Boom! Look at there. I like it.
I like it.
I like it. 4 at a time. 4 at a time. Look at it there. Let's see. Look at that. I'm messing this up on purpose just for demonstration purposes, but just wanted to show you guys like it holds together, but they're individual blocks, so you can actually pick them up and move them if need be. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna do that again. Then we're gonna, I'm gonna just keep creating these things, keep making these soil blocks until I have all that I need. You want to move the camera closer?
I think so. What do you think?
You good.
Yes. That's it.
I think good. All right, so let's do that again. Let's do that again. Got that there.
I'm not going to tell them what you're doing, just in case.
Somebody's tuning in. All right, so if you are just joining us, we are seed starting our next round of seeds for the spring.
So we got about how many weeks left? I mean, we're starting at 6 weeks.
We are, our last frost date is March 31st. And, but we don't normally put things out until about mid-April. With the exception of like, we may put some things out a little earlier, depending on the size, like peppers. Peppers are surprisingly, they have a decent tolerance to cold. That's what I learned last year when I was trying to overwinter. And I left some outside just to see what would happen. They went into the cold up to a decent point before they actually died back. It didn't look healthy anymore. So we may throw some peppers out. Stuff like that. Some things that tolerate cold. Right now, we still have some. We have the onions that we just put out. Our broccoli is already going ahead, and it's like the plant itself overall is way too small for that thing to be developing ahead, in my opinion. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. I like that. But we're seed starting. We're about, this is 23rd. From where we are right now, we'll be good to start putting things out mid-April. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now. There's still a lot of seeds to be sown.
Oh yeah, and you haven't even started.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't even started yet.
He's over here playing with his new toy.
I think it's pretty cool so far. Nice. Look at there. Get that little bit more water to my mix. I like it so far. It's pretty solid.
All right, any more tips?
Oh, it's your turn. Because I talked about
I interrupted you. You were talking about not taking on too much responsibility.
No matter how much you think you can, like one thing at a time. One thing at a time. See how that works out, and then just slowly add things. One thing at a time, until you get to where you want to be. Because, man, on top of all of that, life be lifing. Life don't care that you got these plans for the garden. It really doesn't. So, yeah.
So, the tip that I have is, for this year, grow as much as you can. I feel like last year we didn't take as much, we didn't take advantage of all the space that we had. And with all the prices and things going up the way that they are, it is definitely important for us to just grow as much food as we possibly can. I mean, like every inch that you can find on your property to grow it.
I don't think you're gonna be mad that you did.
No, you won't be mad. All right, what else do we need? What are tips from this last cashier? Just come.
If it ain't broke,
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Please
Oh
don't.
my gosh, that one within itself, yeah.
That's me.
If you find something that works, stick with it.
Stay with it. And example. We have had good success out of everything that we was using the years prior. But me, it's like, ooh, let me change up what we're doing a little bit. Because if we did that good with this, then we can do even better with, by adding this other stuff. And in the end, it worked, but we didn't see nearly as good production out of the garden this last spring and summer as we had the years prior. So, and I know what I did wrong. So, yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, because we're still new. I mean, even when you're like a couple years in, you're still new. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, the thing about it is, you're gonna learn so much as you garden. Keep learning, keep studying. Don't just learn and then, don't just do what you do and then like, okay, I've learned all that I need to learn. I'm good now. Because you could always do things a little bit better. But once you develop your system, I'm talking like you're years into this, right? Once you develop your system, you'll be fine. You don't have to keep reverting back to the same stuff all the time, like what I'm saying is like we're 3 or 4 years into gardening. The first couple of years were really rough because we were new to gardening, and then we're gardening in a place where we didn't have enough organic matter in the soil, or enough stuff in the soil to actually
growing in the desert.
Grow, right? So we had to. So after the first 2 years, I took on the task of learning more about building soil, right? And applying some of those principles here in the desert to see if it would actually work, and it worked. So it's like we didn't have the luxury of, like, we came from down in San Diego, where the ground is a little bit more fertile. The weather, the all around climate down in San Diego is ideal for growing almost anything. Then you come up here and you have to deal with the heat, lack of water. These things are really extreme.
The soil.
Yeah, the soil, the poor soil quality. So, yeah. So as you continue to garden, continue to learn about where you're growing at, learn about your soil and how to amend your soil. Eventually, you're not gonna be at that stage where you have to continue to learn that all the time. New things will pop up every now and again, and you have the choice to take that and apply it or not. So, yeah, just go into gardening with the mindset that you're going to be a lifelong student.
Yes.
And go from there.
Why do you think we have more gardeners now? I got a question. Why do you think like there are more gardeners now than ever? Why do you think like this whole gardening, homesteading phenomenon has taken place?
Okay, so this is me, my personal opinion, based off of what I've experienced growing up, right? I remember growing up, and a lot of the generation of our parents, our aunts and uncles, and even our grandparents, like a lot of them had the mindset of like they wanted to get the government involved. Oh, the government should step in and do this and do that and do this and do that, right? I think over the years, what has happened is we've come to the realization, especially our generation, we've come to the realization that the government is not there for our best interests. They don't. Like they get into office and and I'm not about to turn this into a political rant. No, I'm not. Just follow me for a second. We come to the realization that the government is not there to help us in the way that we would like for them to help. They help their friends first, and then they help us with whatever's left, right? We have come, like I said, I think we've realized that it's do for self or suffer the consequence. And we see it all the time. Like we are. What? See? So that.
Oh no, I'm using that.
So I think what is happening is we realizing it's do for self or suffer the consequence, right? Which basically equates to like if we're not, we have to do it ourselves, or we're not going to get what we're not going to get what we want. We're not going to get the desired result. So, I think when we look at our grandparents and their diets, my grandmama was a country girl, right? We lived in Boston, Virginia, but she was from Carolina. She was from the country, right? So her meals were, she ate very little fast food. She would take me to get it. She would take me to get it, but she was eating the pot roasted potatoes. She was eating the potatoes and gravy and the liver. I don't know what they are thinking. Oh, I don't know. But liver, they were eating more whole foods, things that you can easily identify. It wasn't a bunch of chips, wasn't a bunch of soda. My grandmama didn't drink soda. She was a water person. Not to say that she never drank a soda in her life, but by the time I was, old enough to realize what was going on, I never saw my grandma drink. Yeah, it was water or tea, or lemonade, something like that, something homemade. So when you look at that, my grandma lived to be 85, and to me, that's a good age. That's a good age. You know what I'm saying? 85, 86. Now, when you look at our generation, we're the generation of fast food. We had, the Burger King, Taco Bell. Even to this day, one of the first things that we give our babies is French fry, Taco Hell.
Oh yeah, French fries and nuggets.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the first
for the babies.
Whole foods that we give our kids. So I think that plays a major part of it.
Convenience.
Yeah, it's convenience because now, my grandmama grew up but my grandmother was primarily like she stayed at home. My grandfather went to work, but he ended up dying. He ended up passing away, and now my grandmother's she has to take care of herself, right? So she goes to work. So when you look at a parent being home all the time, to our generation of, not even our generation, but our parents' generation, where it was a dual income household. Most of the time, it's a dual income household. Why? Because the women have to take care of themselves. They have to work. They have to take care of themselves. If they have their single parents.
You're saying
Why we?
today.
Yeah.
Today they're.
I'm saying as we move forward, our parents. My mom was
Now
married,
you have
divorced.
more single parents.
You have more single
now
parents.
Than before. Okay,
Right.
Yeah, just make sure.
And then let's say that single parent, but let's say they're no longer single parent. They get remarried or whatever. The lifestyle doesn't stop. It's not like one of them's like, hey, I'm gonna stay home with the kids and you go. It doesn't happen that way. They both continue to work. So now meals have become a thing of convenience. I'm tired. I don't want to go home and cook a meal. Let's grab something on the way home. And now look at us. High blood pressures due to our country leads all other countries in poor health. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, like a lot of diet related illnesses, right? So I think the shift has come because we're realizing that we can't be dependent on somebody else to have our best interests in mind and do the things for us that we would do for ourselves.
And do you think that that came from 2019? Well, I mean, it had to be some type of, because there are so many people. I mean, how do you go from
Almost, well, what seemed like
fully dependent,
nothing. Yeah.
fully dependent on the system to now you're on homestead and be self-sufficient? Like, do you think that kicked off in 2019? I kind of do.
Why is that? What did you see?
Because prior to that, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
That's
Prior to 2019?
Yeah, prior to 2019, I didn't notice so many people, period, homesteading. Like, we were fine with McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. Now, so do you think that you didn't see that many people because they weren't doing it?
Or
you just weren't looking
Nope.
for it?
I'm telling you, because when 2019, I remember. Now, you guys can, any of you guys that are YouTubers or just up on YouTube looking for channels and looking for how to garden, when I first came on the scene to start learning how to homestead and garden, it was a few. It was, Lee Farmer was up here when I came. Lee Farmer was up there.
Lee Homestead Heart.
Homestead Heart was just, she was like just getting started. She was moving, like they were moving from one place to another.
Like, I remember.
But I don't remember
I think you're right.
that many more.
Like, there were a lot of gardeners.
Yeah.
There were a lot of gardeners. There were a lot of garden
We used to watch Callie Kim a lot. Yeah.
I think Jag, Daisy Creek Farm. Like, there were the people that was popping up at the time were always people who had gardens, but not really homesteading, not canning, not practicing husbandry, not that kind of stuff, not hatching chickens. It was more so just gardens. But it's crazy though. Now, I guess it ain't crazy, but I think we were closer to homesteaders than what we realized. Because in San Diego, us. When I say close, I mean like in relation, like we were surrounded by homesteaders and probably didn't know it until now. We realize it now in hindsight, but back then, man, it was like, it wasn't out of the norm to see a chicken literally crossing the road, like for real, like no pun intended, but man, I see it all the time. Remember we were down in the when we were off the market, like you would hear the chickens, you would hear the roosters crowing in the morning. When we were living, when we were renting Uncle Pippa's house, that's when I first experienced it. There was roosters crowing in the morning, and we was like, I was like, man, like in the middle of the city, because of the culture around us, the Mexican culture, that was normal for them. They had chickens in their backyard, and they would just let them wander around,
So we were surrounded by it, but like I said, when I went online into YouTube, as far as like what I saw, and then from that point on, it was just a big boom from there. A big boom from there.
I don't know, man. So, but I think you're right. I think I don't know. And then 2020 hit, and I think it got even worse. Not worse, but
well, that's what I
it increased.
I said 2019, but I meant 2020.
So you meant 2020. Don't get it twisted.
I meant 2020. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, y'all. So I got my first set of soil blocks made.
Nice.
And it didn't take. I was running my trap, so it took me longer. And this is actually pretty heavy. Pretty solid. So got the first set done. I'm gonna go ahead and start with.
Where's your other peppers?
Here's my masking tape. I gotta get my masking tape and the Sharpie. Which peppers? Oh, everything else is in the binder.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna start with I gotta run and grab the masking tape, so you're gonna have to hold it down while I'm going.
Okay.
If I can get out of here.
And then we're all trapped.
Huh?
Where is the masking tape?
It's on my desk.
You wanna call it?
I gotta use the door. All right, y'all. So I'll be right back. BRB. You ain't knocking that over on my. I'm over here. If I go down in the kitchen, just say a prayer.
All right, so I got my whole tray of tomatoes done, and now I'm gonna start some flowers because most of the time, well, this is my first year planting more flowers, so we want to attract some of those bees. So I got a whole little tray of peat pellets. Water. Corey, can you fill me some warm water in that? Do you see the blue water?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna plant some. Well, I don't know. Sunflowers grow pretty fast. I don't think I'm gonna do sunflowers right now. But I got some dwarf teddy bear sunflowers, some mammoth sunflowers, got some marigolds, some alyssum, and some zinnias. We love growing zinnias.
Yes.
As per last year.
I think zinnias is pretty.
Zinnias
Nice
are
flower.
really pretty and they're so easy to grow and they last for a long time in the garden. So this year we want to put flowers out first. Or along with the other things that we're growing. These had dried up a little bit, so I need more water. We're also going to do some macia. I love to grow anything that could also serve as food. So any flowers that are edible are welcome to our garden. Hey, did you give me cold water or warm water? Oh, I also got some other flowers on the go. These are called, well, Nancy calls them friendship flowers. These are from a neighbor. Let's just say a neighbor. These are from our neighbor Nancy, and these are her friendship flowers. So I'm gonna grow some of those too.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. People were commenting.
I don't see any comments. Maybe comment? What did he say?
We're just saying hi. So,
Hi.
well, hello everyone.
Hello everybody.
For whatever reason, we can't see your
We
comments.
can't see the
So
comments.
we didn't know anybody was even, commenting, but thank you for commenting. Thank you for coming. Thank you for commenting. Tell me if they can see this. All right, y'all. So this is my first batch of soil blocks. Can you see it?
No. Are you? Okay, now, oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's delayed. Yes, they can see it.
Like it was a good shot?
It was really good. It's still up there, look.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit of a delay.
Back in here. So that is my first batch of soil blocks. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So now I have my masking tape, Sharpie. You finished?
I finished one whole tray of tomatoes and it's over here on the
And I'm over here running my train and did nothing.
And I'm on to my next tray and I'm doing flowers.
But to be fair, I've already done another tray of peppers. I started a couple days ago. Actually, I started 6 days ago. And guess what?
They already sprouted.
Already germinated. It actually germinated again on day 5. Again. Started them on the 17th. So, we already got those going, and this is gonna be like the 3rd tray of peppers that we're starting. So, I'm gonna do, I don't know how many seeds I have here. You know what, I'm gonna just do the seeds first.
I'm gonna do the white top.
White top.
I'm gonna let you grow from it. Oh, and don't forget my IG. I need you to do these.
I might have to go to Fredo for that. I mean, we can give it a shot though.
They're on heat mat, right? Oh, they're so little. And I think these chunks, maybe they're good. So we're gonna try it. You guys, I got these small peppers that I've been trying to grow for the last 2 years.
Yeah, they're like, to be fair, this is a really tricky pepper to grow. Like, I guess it doesn't germinate as easily as regular peppers, which is why they are, they're considered like it's a high-end pepper, right? It's an expensive pepper to buy.
But I can't grow them, so. I'm trying one more time.
You gotta speak positive.
Oh yes, I'm gonna grow them. They're gonna grow this year.
There you go.
What kind, guys?
This is the white tie. Yeah, I have to work on my moisture level of the mix, but aside from that, I like the way it works. Soil blocking.
So definitely be interested in doing soil blocking in your greenhouse.
So now that we use it, let's see how it works. I have no problem with going and getting another one.
I think you gave me cold water, so it's taking a while for my soil peat coats.
My bad.
It's okay. You try to slow me down.
KS white tie.
White tiger.
White tie. I just made up my own pepper. You know what I'm saying? You strike.
Between him and Pepper Rookie, I think that would.
Speaking of which, shout out to Pepper Rookie. He's laid up in the hospital right now, getting better.
Hope all is well.
Hope all is well. I know things are gonna be okay. You'll be back at it.
In that garden.
Yeah, you'll be back at it in no time, man. Just hang in there. Don't worry about the garden. Don't worry about us. You just get better, you know, because health is wealth.
So, Corey.
Let me check my phone again because for some reason.
Oh yeah, you want to check the.
Yeah, for some reason it's charging.
Let me check my phone. Maybe I can see it.
It's charging, but I started at like 50%, but now it's down to 5%, and it's plugged in and charging. I don't know why it's.
Yeah, now we're at 2%.
You're at 2%?
Yep,
Is it going down?
it is. It was just at 5 when I
We
showed you.
apologize, you guys. This is our first live.
But normally my phone charges fine with that charger block, and I can.
And Corey's phone.
It's deciding to act remedial today, so y'all, I only got 2% left on the phone, and we don't want this to just end abruptly. So, you guys saw the soil block. Got to play with the soil blocker. I would highly recommend this because that little bit of soil that we had in here ended up making a whole tray of soil blocks. We got 4, 1, 2, 3, started. So we're gonna just continue with this until we're done, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us for this last, I think about an hour. We appreciate you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.
See you next video, guys.
Deuces.